Jesse Waters says Democrats are haunted by the echoes of Hillary Clinton. Absolutely, they are. Kamala Harris is starting to look like Hillary Clinton, unlikable, un look comes off as fake and inauthentic, and it's just like Hillary Clinton. The people don't like her, and rightfully so. She's not a real person. And Politico even did an article about comparing Kamala Harris to Hillary Clinton. I can't wait to hear Jesse Waters' take on this. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get to this clip. Here we go. Let's check out Jesse Waters.
Getting spooky. Democrats haunted by the echoes of Hillary Clinton. That's from Politico. Kamala went from being the next Obama to being Hillary. They're worried she's running the same.
That's right. They was trying to prop her up to be like the second coming of Obama, but she can't do it. She's not good at articulating her ideas or her thoughts. She's not good at speaking. She can't think off the cuff. There's no way she can be Obama. It's hilarious because Obama was charismatic. You know, even though I'm a polar opposite of his beliefs, but I have to admit he's a very great speaker, articulate, and he's good at explaining himself, and he's good at he's good at speaking when he speaks to people. You know, he comes off as a real authentic person, something that Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton does not have.
Same Play It Safe campaign. Up to this point, she's had about the same number of events as Hillary, and Crooked had pneumonia. Since the DNC, Kamala's spent half of her time in D.C., a third of it without any public appearances. Trump is everywhere. Anxious Dems wonder why Harris isn't. Kamala's been a ghost, and even Vegas is spooked.
We all know why she's been hiding, because she is terrible when people try to talk to her. I mean, I just did a video on the 60 Minutes interview where she did a word salad and could not articulate anything pertaining to her own economic policies. I mean, it's just crazy to me that anyone would still be supporting her.
Trump's up by 7 points in the betting markets. Look at that. And CNN is gearing up for a horror show.
What happens if the polls are slightly off? Remember, back in 2020, the polls underestimated Donald Trump. So what happens if we have a similar error across
I showed this earlier today.
States? Well, if that happens again, look at this. Donald Trump carries all of these Great Lake battleground states. He carries Nevada as well.
Was he yesterday?
Of course, he carries Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina. And he gets to get this, 312 electoral votes. So the bottom line is, if we have an error like we did 4 years ago, Donald Trump is going to win this election. Kamala Harris is going to lose.
Joy turning into dread. Even Saturday night feels it. Watch.
Okay. He's out there. He's doing his thing, whatever that may be.
Okay, come on, just relax. You know, you haven't had a night off in 3 months. Do you want to watch something less stressful like the Menendez Brothers show?
All right, I gotta pause it for a second because they are really, really funny about those sketches. You would get hit with a copyright so quick for these sketches. So hopefully we won't get hit. If so, I'll just cut this part out.
I don't know, Dougie. I kind of wish I had picked Josh right now.
Oh, Josh Shapiro?
No, Josh. Cabernet.
Cabernet.
Look, Tim'll be fine. It's not like he's going to say something crazy.
I've become friends with school shooters.
Hilarious.
Obama world doesn't find it funny.
Right.
Remember, Kamala was his idea. David Axelrod says Harris needs to step it up. It's only the most difficult oral exam on the planet for the most difficult job. So Obama's ordering Harris to do more interviews. And the last time a Democrat didn't listen to Obama, they got cooed. So Harris began
They
a
got
media blitz
cooed.
this week. This is how
He said the last time someone didn't listen to Obama, they got cooed. Talking about Joe Biden. Wow.
60 Minutes went.
It seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that
Look at her shoulders. Look how tight her shoulders are. She is very, very uncomfortable. I can see the anxiety on her. She is not good at speaking at all.
we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
What?
I don't know what she just said there.
What?
Even 60 Minutes told her she's not living in the real world.
My plan is about saying that when you invest in small businesses, you invest in the middle class, and you strengthen America's economy. Small businesses are part of the backbone of America's economy.
But pardon me, Madam Vice President, the question was, how are you going to pay for it?
Right.
Well, one of the things is I'm going to make sure that the richest among us who can afford it pay their fair share in taxes.
But we're dealing with the real world here.
But the real world includes...
How are you going to get this through Congress?
Right.
You know, when you talk quietly with a lot of folks in Congress, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
Talk quietly with people in Congress? How is that good? Just because you talk quietly with them and they quote unquote know what you're talking about, does that mean they're gonna vote your way? Like, what does that have to do with you funding this economic plan that you're trying to push? You never answered the question.
No one knows what she's talking about. Does
Right.
Kamala even know what she's talking about?
No.
She was on the Call Her Daddy podcast, and she doesn't even understand her own plans.
Another thing that I'm really focused on is small businesses and startups, and giving startups a $50,000 tax deduction, because right now it's $5,000 and you can't start up any small business with $5,000.
Does Kamala not know what a tax deduction is?
Yeah, you can't. You got to have the business first, and to pay to get the tax break. So how is that funding a business? What is she talking about? Like, this is crazy. I mean, how is people falling for this? I don't understand.
She thinks she's giving small business startups 50 grand. She doesn't know the difference between a tax deduction and a handout.
Right.
Kamala's also never heard of the draft.
I want to pose this question more to you and the Daddy Gang, but one of the biggest conversations in this year's election revolves around a woman's body.
Yep.
I want to take a moment, and can we try to think of any law that gives the government the power to make a decision
I know what you're going to ask.
about a man's body? Let's just pause.
No.
Is there any law?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Like Water said, the draft.
Besides the draft, maybe vax mandates.
Right.
Even Andrea Mitchell admits people are realizing she's a lightweight.
I think they've got to double down on doing more interviews and serious interviews. She's got such a big problem with men. I think there's an undercount of the Trump vote. I think there is misogynation in all of this.
Because we don't like her policies, because we believe she's inauthentic, is a misogynistic thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're quick to go to race and sexual identity and and sex. You know, like, this is what they go to every time when someone disagrees with them. It's disgusting. It's old. It's played out. No one's listening anymore.
Black and white men. Big problem, but also the business world. They don't think she is serious. They don't think she's a heavyweight.
Kamala's doing Colbert tomorrow, a guy who held a fundraiser for the Biden-Harris campaign. Then she's doing The View, another love fest.
Cackling hens.
And then Howard Stern. The last Democrat nominee who went on Stern dropped out. These are all safe spaces that make her look like she's getting out there, but she's just hiding in plain sight.
Nobody watches
We're in
those
two
things
proxy
anyway.
wars. The border's wide open. Prices in crime are high. And she's doing frivolous sit-downs with friends. NBC says most of these sit-downs are just for the vibes. But the vibes are scary. The Democrat Party is being haunted by Hillary's ghost, and Kamala keeps seeing Biden's. Joe won't stop bigfooting her and bragging about how close they were.
I love that.
President Biden just keeps tying her to his administration.
Yes, I can tell you that
Y'all already know how I feel about that. I think Joe Biden is doing it on purpose. I think he's tying her to the administration because he's resentful. He's upset that they tried to push him out. They actually administered a coup against the man. So he and Jill is tired of what how the Democrat Party just pushed him aside. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna link you with this terrible economy since y'all wanna push me out. That's what I believe is going on.
was a surprise to the Harris campaign. They found out just a few minutes before that the president would be doing that. A lot of Harris aides did not find that to be helpful. They do not want Joe Biden to be popping up in that way. They also don't love the idea of him reminding people of their strong connection.
How dare the Biden tie Harris to the Biden-Harris administration?
Right?
Doesn't he know how unpopular they are? It's like Kamala inherited all of his money and now wants nothing to do with them. But Biden keeps haunting her from his grave. He's insisting on campaigning for her in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin.
Yes.
And the Harris campaign's like, you know, Joe, you don't really have to do that. It's okay. And Biden says, no, it's my pleasure. And after I campaign for you and remind everybody how you co-signed my agenda, I'm going to Africa. Joe Biden in Africa is going to attract a lot of attention. Biden stumbling across the Serengeti maybe isn't the kind of thing the Harris campaign is looking forward to. Biden on an African safari while the Southeast is under water, drowning in hurricanes, no good. Yeah. A month before the election, Harris is trying to erase herself from the Biden-Harris administration and completely change her media strategy. Now, ask any political professional if pulling a 180 in the final stretch is a good tactic.
Right.
That's not what you do when you're ahead. That's what you do when you're down and you're scrambling for something that sticks.
Wow. I don't know what to say about this whole thing. It's just crazy that this is happening. I can't believe this is real life. I can't believe this is really happening in my lifetime. This is crazy. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.